YouTube. I'm finally back with my labor and delivery story. I did have my son on September the 24th, 2017. As of today, my son is 2 weeks and 3 days, so he is 17 days, and I've just been so tired and trying to adjust with him, especially at night, which is a whole different video. I'm going to do videos about him, you know, about the experience of it, but this right now I'm just going to try to stick to the labor and delivery and how things went. So he's over here. You will get a chance to see him. He's over here laying in the bed right here next to me. So if you hear any cooing sounds, this is just like something new he started, where he makes these noises while he's sleeping. So if you hear anything like that, that's him in the background, and I'll show you him a little bit later. So let's get into my labor and delivery story. Everything went so fast as far as my labor and delivery. I didn't get a lot of footage. I didn't get a lot of footage like I really wanted to. But everything just went so fast. The last thing I was thinking about was pulling out a video camera to videotape anything. So, you know, all the people that can catch that footage, I commend you, because it was just crazy. First of all, I want to start by saying that I never did get a chance to do that what's in my diaper bag video, and that haunted me because I kept putting it off and not doing what's in my hospital bag video, that by the time came, I was so unprepared as far as things that I really wanted to take with me to the hospital. I was so unprepared, and I kind of like wish I would have did that video, because if I would have, all the things that I was missing, I would have made sure I had. So I just want to put that out there, that if anybody's out there still pregnant, you're watching this video, make sure, even if you do what's in your diaper bag video just for yourself, make sure you do it just for yourself, you know, because it'll save you. It'll save you in the long run. So anyway, what happened was, as far as my labor and delivery, as far as my labor, it happened about, I'm just going off the air. I should have wrote notes that I can stay on track, but I'm just going off the dome. I went into labor about 4 o'clock in the morning. So me and my husband, we were in bed sleeping, and how it started was, I started feeling cramping as if I had to take a number 2. You know, so at the time, you know, in the middle of the night, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, and I just feel this cramping in my stomach that lasts a few minutes. I didn't even time it. It lasted, if I had to guess, the cramping was going on, it lasted for about a minute. So I felt this bad, like I had to take a poo type cramping, and then it would go away. And then it'll go away for maybe about 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and then it'll come back again. And this may be TMI, but you know, that cramping feeling, cramping then stopping feeling went on for about a half hour. So, you know, it started about 4 o'clock in the morning. Maybe, you know what, it started maybe about 3:45, maybe 3:45. So by the time 4 o'clock came, that feeling, you know, kept coming and going. I didn't know I was in labor. I thought I had to poo. So I went up, I went to the bathroom, and I did go to the bathroom, and everything was fine. So I'm like, okay, I did have to poo. You know, it's nothing. So so then, you know, I came back to bed, but that feeling kept coming back, that cramping, as if, you know, I had to go to the bathroom. I'm thinking maybe there's more in there. So at the time, the pain was it was bearable, but it was enough to make me clench. So what I was doing was grabbing the covers that was over my husband, and I would squeeze them like, if this was the covers, I would take them in my hand, I'm squeezing them like this, you know, while it's laying on my top of my husband, and then, you know, I let it go. And he was like, is everything okay? Are you all right? Is it time? I'm like, no, it's not time. It's just, I feel like, you know, I got bad shit cramps. Sorry, but you know, I gotta poo. I said, I just went to the bathroom, but maybe it's more in there, but it feels like I gotta go, but I don't feel like I gotta go. So, you know, we just in the bed laying down. Anyway, so that feeling kept going on, and he said, I think it's time. I think you're in labor. I said, no, it it don't feel like, you know, my youngest is 17 years old. How the heck am I supposed to remember what contractions feel like? But to me, they just felt like poop, like bad, like I had to go to the bathroom. And I'm like, no, it's not time. It's not time. It's just, I gotta go to the bathroom. So we going, and this is going on for about another 20 minutes. So by time, you know, we, like, my husband's like, this is it. This is not no regular bathroom cramping. This is the baby. You know, by the time we figured that out, I would say it was about 4:15. So mind you, the cramping started at 3:45. 3:45, the cramping started. I went to the bathroom about 4. About another 15 minutes, my husband came to the conclusion that this was time. And he said, "You sure?" I'm like, "I don't know." You know, he kept asking, it was kind of getting a little frustrating because he's like, you sure? Because you keep clenching and you're going through this pain, and you sure? And I'm like, I'm telling him, I don't know if it's time. I just knew from watching the videos on YouTube, I didn't want to be put in a situation where I would go to the hospital and they would send me home. I did not want to get sent home. So I wanted to know for sure that this was the time. So, you know, he's asked me, is it time? And I'm like, no, I don't know. And then I said, if my water would break, or, you know, if something would happen, then I would know it's time. I'm trying to tell him, it just feels like bathroom cramping. I don't remember what contractions feel like, but it just feel like I gotta go to the bathroom. You know, I'm getting frustrated. I'm like, it's not time. And then I said, you know, if my water would break, I would know it was time. So I lay back down. Bam, I felt this. I heard this popping. Felt this type popping on, like pop, 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 pop. My water broke. I said, okay, it's time. It's time. So my husband, you know, he jumps up out the bed. I knew it was time. And, you know, he's getting himself together. First thing I do is I go to the bathroom and brush my teeth. And by this time, the contractions they still feel like cramping, bathroom cramping in me. But at that time, as they're coming, you know, it's making me bear down. Like, it's making me stop whatever I'm doing and embrace it and just deal with and go through the pain. And then it goes away. Then I'm able to go around and do what I'm doing. So, you know, at that time, I'm going to brush my teeth. He said, where you going? Put something on so we can go to the hospital. He's starting to get into a little, like, panic mode. He's like, come on, what you doing? I said, I got to brush my teeth. He said, oh my gosh. So, you know, he's going into a little slight panic. We're grabbing the hospital bag that I did start to put together. And, you know, I said, all right, let me just brush my teeth, throw something on, then we can go. Because I really wanted to get in the shower and all that. But the pain was, like, shutting me down. So, you know, it'll last about a minute. And then I get, like, a 2 or 3 minute break in between. And then I can do whatever I'm doing. And then it comes back and I got to stop. And you know. So at that time, you know, I'm going through the pains. They hurt, but they're bearable. I'm sorry, I'm getting out of focus. I'm probably moving too much. So the pains were bearable, but they were still like, it stopped you in your tracks, but it wasn't like unbearable. It was just like, I got to brace myself for them at that time. So by then we woke up my youngest daughter. My oldest and my youngest daughter wanted to both be there, but the oldest decided to go stay with a friend's house that night. So we only had my youngest there. My husband woke her up like, look, it's time. We get ready to go. She half sleep like, okay, I'm coming. My husband was in such a panic. He was like, it's time. You don't have to come if you don't want to, but we get ready to go. And she like half sleep. I'm coming. I'm like, oh gosh. I just threw on some tights and a t-shirt. And we get in the car. Now when we go to the car, what I did was I grabbed a towel and a trash bag because I heard the pop, pop, pop and my water broke, but it was still trickling. Like, it didn't do like a big gush and my water came out. It like pop, pop, and then it started coming down my legs, and then, you know, it started pushing out a little bit at a time. So what I did was I had a towel in a trash bag. I put that on the car, sat down, and I remember when I was going to get in the car, I had to hold the roof of the car, and I'm holding the door, and I'm like, hold up, is one coming? And I'm bearing down, I'm taking, I'm like, all right, come on, getting in the car, and we're going. So, you know, going through those pains at that time, last thing was thinking on my mind is start recording so we can get this. So unfortunately, I don't have any footage for this, but I'm just gonna tell my story as it goes. So I'm sorry, I don't know why that camera keeps going out of focus. All right, so we're in the car. My husband is at this time it's 4:30 in the morning. So by the time, you know, from the 3:45 when the contraction started, we were able to leave out the house exactly at 4:30. So, you know, about an hour and 15 minutes, we came to the conclusion, it's time, my water broke, everything, we're out the house. So it's 4:30, we're on our way to the hospital, 4:30 in the morning. Thank goodness it happened this time of night because there was no traffic. My husband was running stop sign. He was doing like yielding for the stop signs. Stop, look, nothing's coming, kept it going. You know, a couple lights, it was red. You know, he looked both ways, treated lights like stop signs and stop signs like yield signs. There you go. That's basically how it went down. So thank goodness no cops stopped us or anything like that because the hospital on a busy day is about an hour away. So this hospital at this time in the morning with no traffic, it was about a half hour away. So throughout the whole ride from the house to the hospital, I'm going through contractions. He's running over bumps, turning corners all crazy. I'm swerving and I'm like, going through my contractions and everything. So we get to the hospital. He violated the car. We got escorted, you know, they brought out the wheelchair. We got escorted upstairs to labor and delivery. And I remember sitting at the counter going through it, and I'm like leaning back, and I'm like going through the contractions, you know, and I'm going through the pain. So, you know, I'm going through the motions. I'm, you know, the check-in process. It probably was only a few minutes, but it seemed like forever. I mean, we left the house at 4:30. We got to the hospital at 5. Okay? Keep these times in mind. So, we got to the hospital at 5. The contractions started 3:45 in the morning. By the time we figured out this was labor and my water broke and everything, we left the house at 4:30. And then we got to the hospital at 5. Now, you know, the check-in process to me seemed like it took so long because I'm going through these contractions. And they're starting to get closer and harder. And by the time that, you know, they took us to the counter, and I guess they saw me going through my contractions and everything, so they took us to like the initial room, I guess, where they just to verify that this is really labor. So, you know, the nurses took forever. And I just remember sitting on the edge of the bed. My husband was sitting on a chair. I just remember, like, sitting up, and I'm going through the contractions. I'm going through the pain. And I'm like, where are these people at? Oh, my gosh. At that time, my daughter couldn't come back in that prep room with us. She had to wait in, like, a waiting area. So at that time, it's just me and my husband. My daughter's in the waiting area with the luggage and everything. So I'm just sitting in there waiting. And next thing you know, the lady came in and she said, your water broke as well? I said, yes. And then she said, okay, I'm going to have to test that. So I said, well, it's right here on the bed because, you know, they had me sitting on some type of plastic on one side, cloth on another side type paper thing. So she did something and she tested the fluid. She said, yeah, this is amniotic fluid. Oh, this is definitely her water. It did break. So they was trying to do my IV now, and I have very small veins. And I tried to tell these people that, like, look, my veins are small. So they took every bit of about 10 minutes just to get the IV in. And I'm going through the pains, and the contractions at this time are lasting about a minute, and they're coming about every minute and a half. That's, you know, so it's like, my contractions were coming so quickly and regular that they couldn't really do I'm already have small veins. They're trying to do the IV, but my contractions are coming so quickly. They couldn't get the IV in, and then the lady said, so what you want to do for pain medicine? I'm like, medicine? Yes. And she like, that's not answering the question. I said, I want some. It was just, so my husband was cracking up because she said, what you want to do for pain medicine? I was like, pain medicine? And it was like a pause, and I'm like, yes. She like, okay. And I'm like, I want some. Like, he had to be there to hear it. But my husband started cracking up because he knew I wanted that medicine because I was in so much pain. And I didn't get a chance to relax and breathe and rest. So all this, next thing you know, like, I was at that point, I'm in and out because the pain is just excruciating. They're asking questions. They're having me sign papers. They're trying to do an IV. I want pain medicine. They're saying they can't give me anything for pain until the IV is in. The next thing I know, they're moving me to the delivery room, the room where I actually delivered my son. So, you know, I'm still going through it. My contractions are coming so quickly. I'm not even having time to regroup and recuperate myself. And I'm hyperventilating. I'm breathing too hard. And they telling me you just have to take your time and just breathe through them. So I'm trying my best to breathe through the contractions. The pain is so unbearable. Next thing you know, I'm yelling in the delivery room, I gotta poo. I gotta poo. It feel like I gotta poo. So the lady came. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. So at that time when we got to that initial room where she checked the fluid that was coming out of me to make sure it was amniotic fluid, she also did a check to see if I was dilated. At that time I was 5 centimeters. I forgot to mention that. It came to my mind. So at that time I was 5 centimeters. So, you know, all that other stuff happened, and then they moved me to the delivery room, and I'm still going through contractions. You know, still going through it. And I just remember saying, I gotta poo. I gotta poo. I feel like I gotta poo. Right? And then next thing you know, my body just started jerking. Like, my body just started automatically just pushing. It was like, I couldn't control it. They kept saying, oh, hold up. We gotta check to see how far you are now. So, you know, they checked to see how far. They said, she's a 10. No, let me take that back. So, I'm in the other room. I'm in the delivery room. And I remember saying, I gotta poo. I gotta poo. I feel like I gotta poo so bad. So the doctor came in and she checked me. And at that time, I was 6 centimeters. All right. So I'm at 6 centimeters now. I was 5 centimeters at the initial room. And now they moved me to the delivery room. I'm at 6 centimeters. So I just remember yelling, I gotta poo. Oh my goodness. It feel like I gotta poo. Next thing you know, I'm going through contractions. I'm yelling I have to poo. I'm twisting and turning, and it's like every time I lay it on my back, I had the baby's heart monitor on my stomach. So every time I lay on my back and a contraction come, his heart rate would slow down. So they told me I had to turn on my side. When I turned on my side, it just, that poo feeling came so strong. I'm like, I gotta poo. I gotta poo. Next thing you know, 2 minutes later, I'm like, my body just started pushing on its own. It's like I never went through this before. This is my 4th child, and I never went through this where my body just started pushing itself. They said, oh no, we gotta wait, we have to check to make sure that it's time. So they checked me, and they're like, you're a 10 in like 2 minutes. Like 2 minutes prior I was a 6. In 2 minutes I went from a 6 to a 10. They said she's a 10. So, you know, they rushing to put their stuff on and clothes, and I'm just, my body is jerking, pushing him out like on its own. I didn't have any control over it. I kept saying I had to poo. I felt fluid gushing out of me. At that time, I thought I was pooing on myself, but it was actually him coming out. Next thing I know, everybody coming rushing, pushing my legs up. She said, whenever you want to push, just push. And my body was just pushing on its own, and then he came out.
Pull those legs back. Into your chest and go ahead and push. 3. Woo! Hi. Hello. You want to give us a little cry or no? You want to know? All right, no problem. Congratulations. Hi. There we go. Hi, happy birthday.
So, back the truck up. I started feeling the initial contractions at 3:45 in the morning. We left here to go to the hospital at 4:30. We got to the hospital at 5. My son came out at 6:30 in the morning. That was the fastest delivery ever. I didn't get a chance to get any pain medicines. I honestly, after he came out and he was born and everything, I found out I wasn't even admitted into the hospital yet. Like I still had paperwork and things I had to sign. They didn't officially admit me until after he was born. That's how fast he came. So, you know, I went into contractions 3:45, 4:45, 3:45, 4:45, 5:45, about 3 hours. My labor and delivery was 3 hours. That was just unbelievable. And honestly, to this day, I really think that raspberry leaf tea contributed to that fast delivery. I honestly, that's the only thing I can think of. I don't know what in the world, but that was the fastest delivery ever. You know, and when he came out, I think I did one good push, and it's like he flew out. It was just amazing. So, yes, so he was born on September the 24th, 2017. He was a small little guy. He was 5 pounds, 14 ounces, and 19.5 inches long. So he's a very little guy. And his name is Elijah Bear Davis. And I love this little guy. I really do. And so that was my labor and delivery story. I did get 2 stitches. 2 stitches, that's it. And let me introduce you guys. He's asleep. I honestly do want him to wake up, so I'm gonna show you him real fast. And this is my little guy. He's sleeping right now. And trust me, when he sleeps, it's like so hard to wake him up. I try everything. I really have to like tickle his ribs for him to wake up. But let me see if I can get into focus. There he go. He's not gonna wake up. But this is my little guy. And everybody was so fascinated about all his hair. I honestly think that I'm gonna lay him back down. I kind of honestly think that old wise tale is true as far as heartburn, meaning your child is going to have a lot of hair, because I had heartburn so bad through the pregnancy that I was like literally carrying Tums in my pocketbook. And when he came out, he had a full head of hair, and that's like everything everybody keeps saying. Like, I'm gonna insert some pictures right here so you can see what I'm talking about. I think that's pretty much it for my labor and delivery story. I'm sorry I wasn't able to get a lot of footage, but I do have a lot of video ideas I want to do for him as far as postpartum videos about his progress and, you know, living with an infant after 17 years. So be on the lookout for some more of them videos. Just because the pregnancy over doesn't mean it is over. I do have a lot of more ideas I have as far as videos. And with being out of work on maternity leave, I have some time. I should be able to get some more videos in more frequently. I'm sorry I had to wait the 3 weeks to finally get this video out. But Elijah is here, thankfully. And I'm just so thankful to the Most High that this was like the best delivery ever. 3 hours natural. Out of all 4 of my children, this is the only child that I was able to go natural. And it wasn't by choice, because I was in there begging. I was like, where's the anesthesiologist? I need meds. I was going through it. But it was just so quick and so fast that I didn't have time. And he came out so quickly. So I did want to mention before I let this video go that I am breastfeeding, and I recommend, if anyone can do it, I recommend breastfeeding because my weight came down drastically. I just want to show you guys before we go. See if I can turn this around. I have to excuse my room, and I hope my lighting is good. But I do want to show you guys how my weight came down really very well. See if I can show you. So this is what, he's 17 days. So you can see the belly is all gone for the most part. Let me shut the door. So this is my body now, postpartum 17 days after having him. You know, it's still a little pudge there, but for the most part, a lot of the baby fat is gone. I mean, as far as the belly, it's gone. So it's like, wow, amazing. And I really contributed, see if I can come back further, contributed to breastfeeding. You know, that how my weight came down so quickly. Now, I just weighed myself. I just got out the shower and everything. So I just weighed myself before I came in to do this video. I'm sorry, look like I'm turned. I just weighed myself before I came in to do this video. And when I first came home from the hospital, I was only in the hospital for 2 days. And when I first came out, I weighed myself. I was 177 pounds. Now, when I went in, you know, my ending weight at being pregnant, I was 199 pounds. I never hit the actual 200 mark. But every time I went to get measured for my weight, I was at 189 pounds. I'm 199 pounds. So after I had him, I think the first week, you know, after I did the first week of breastfeeding, I went and weighed myself. You know, because I just wanted to see how much weight did I lose with him coming out and the sack coming out and, you know, everything else. I just wanted to see how much weight I lost, and I was at 177 pounds. So I'm like, wow, that was like 22 pounds just for having him, and a week of breastfeeding that I lost 22 pounds. And I just weighed myself today, and I'm 173. So that's another 26 pounds that I done lost. So at my initial weight before I got pregnant was 160. So, you know, and I'm 173. I'm 13 pounds heavier than I was when I got pregnant, which is amazing. At 3 weeks after having him, I'm 13 pounds heavier than what I was when I started. And this is without exercising or anything yet. You know, my energy levels are coming back. You know, the first week was a little hard. Because of being tired, you know, with him being up all night. So with being tired and my body still being sore, like my body had soreness as if I was doing 1,000 sit-ups or, you know, push-ups and sit-ups and stuff. It was like really, really sore. So, you know, as that first week passed, I was able to easily go up and down the steps without being out of breath, without the pain. Right now, I feel like I'm pretty much, if I had to put a percentage on it, I would say I'm like 98%. You know, I'm 98% back to my normal self, you know, for the most part. Only thing is my energy levels are low, but, you know, I'm working on it. I'm just still adjusting to him being here. So my energy levels are low, so I'm not really motivated to work out yet, and I still have a lot of house cleaning to do. My girls have been very great as far as helping out with that, but, you know, I just have to build my energy levels up. So I feel like I took this video a little longer than what I anticipated, but I want to definitely thank you guys for taking my journey with me, for supporting my channel, and also for watching my videos and everything. And I do want to let y'all know, just because the pregnancy is over, I know I said this already and I don't want to sound like a broken record, but just because the pregnancy is over, I am going to continue on with updates about him. And I think I'll do a couple more postpartum updates, you know, as I start to get my energy back and things that I'm doing as far as breastfeeding, as far as him, as far as once I start working out again, what I'm eating. I'm going to do little videos like that as I get back on track. And if there are any videos or anything you would like me to talk about, please put them in the comments, and I'll, you know, work on making videos about that. So I just want to thank you guys for watching. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to like and subscribe, and be on the lookout for some videos that I have coming out. So until next time, I will definitely talk to you guys later. Thank you for watching. All right, bye.